welcome. And if you feel like we've done this before, we have. We did this. We tried this yesterday. Come to find out, I was the culprit. So we are good today, though. Maryam only hears one of herself. So hopefully you guys only hear one of us too. Very exciting. I have with me the Posy Party instructor, Maryam Perez. So excited. Welcome, Maryam.
Hey, Bridget, take two. Hopefully
Yes.
it works well. You guys can let us know if you hear as well. I think it should be working. But in any case, just let us know. Very excited to be here again with you.
So we'll start over. We'll start fresh because there was feedback yesterday. So folks may have missed it. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So, as Bridget mentioned, my name is Miriam. I live in Chile, which is South America. We are almost getting out of winter time, so we're finally starting to see some clear skies, which is always nice. And in the crafting industry, I do a bunch of things, but my main role here at Alts New is graphic designer. But of course, I'm also a crafter. I'm always crafting, creating cards, making reels, a bunch of different things. I also design some products for Alts New, so you might have seen some of those products out there, and take pictures as well. Some of the pictures of the website, I also help with some of that. So yeah.
And you do it all. And yesterday she mentioned, she goes, I'm only 21, but
Oh yeah. I've been crafting for a while though. I'm 21, but I think I opened my blog. I think yesterday we were saying around 2014 maybe. I mean that year I posted like one time. Like I didn't do much, but I think it was open around that time. So it's been
because yeah,
I don't
you're the age
know,
of Altanu. You guys are the same age. How
almost
cool is
almost. I
that?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's even one blog post counts. That makes you in the
Just the hello and welcome to my blog. I think that was literally the only thing I posted that year, but it counts, I guess.
well, we are so glad that you kept posting after that year because, yes, if you don't follow Maryam, her handle for Instagram is right next to her name, which is awesome. Make sure you follow her because her inspiration is absolutely amazing. So make sure to check her out. So, what about this class do you feel is like you can't miss this? Like, what's the most exciting part for you?
So this class in itself is very exciting because we're not on our own this time. We are collaborating with our amazing friends from Pinkfish Studio, which is just awesome. We have had the opportunity to work with them. I guess a few years ago, we released a scrapbook collection. I know some people remember that. I believe it was called Celebrate. It was beautiful. But this time it's even more exciting because we were teaching a class together. So I'm just very excited about it to be able to work with Aaliyah, Heather from Green Fresh, and also Iram from Alton as well. You guys know Iram; she's amazing. And just being able, to just mix and match products from two brands, it's always fun. And then we have amazing teachers. I'm a big fan of the three girls that are teaching. So it's just, I don't know, it's just exciting. The whole thing is exciting. Um, and it's always cool, to see collaboration happening in this industry. I just love that.
And it's I think we're unique in that in our industry because a lot of
Hmm.
industries people don't collaborate. People are,
Exactly. Yeah.
solo. So I think that's something unique about our community and
Hmm.
our industry that we do love to collaborate with others and just share this passion for crafting that we have.
Totally.
So when you design a card, so you've actually put your hands on the supplies, which is very exciting. So do you see the kind of card come together first, or do you see a technique?
That's a good question. Um, I would say it depends, it varies, but most of the time probably I don't know, the composition comes together in mind before the technique. I know we talked a little bit about yesterday, but I'll just repeat myself for those that were here. For those of you that are new, it's a new thing. But since I work as a graphic designer, I play a lot with different compositions and layouts. So that's usually what comes to mind first, and then like after that comes the technique. But it's usually the composition that kind of comes together easier for me, I would say, than the technique. I guess my brain just thinks in that way.
And we do that. I think it's funny.
Mhm.
We even like a lot of folks, either you look at the stamp set first, like you look at the image, or you look at the sentiments,
Mhm.
or we all have kind of our go-tos, I think,
Yeah.
when looking at things. So, Deb says, hello, nice to meet you. And I
Hey.
think Mary said she's just north. Oh, Deb, she was talking to Deb. I thought she was talking to Maryam. I thought she said she was just north of Maryam. I was going to say, you have a neighbor.
So cool
It
though.
was Deb. Sorry about that. Now you talked about, you kind of do the layout first and then kind of the technique. Do you have a go-to technique at the moment?
Ooh, well, my two favorites at the moment, because it can change. You never know when it can change. It's ink blending for sure. Just love playing with different inks, blending brushes, and then die cutting. I just love layering things. It's just so much fun.
Now, do you combine the two or do you keep them separate?
Oh, I have actually combined them both. Yeah, I've done some ink blending on die cuts. That's fun as well. Yeah, I haven't thought about it. Yeah, both of them together, even better.
The top two together. I don't know what that makes the top one. I don't know. When you put
Maybe.
them together. So when you have at other time, because you're busy designing with the graphic designs with Altinu and crafting, do you have any other hobbies that you like to do? Oh,
I feel like a lot of my hobbies are work or something. But I would say I still love doing photography. I mean, for work, I do photography, but it's like product photography. It's like a stage pictures with different products. But when I'm not working, I love to do nature photography or portrait photography. I think that's fun. I always love, going on photographing, I don't know, flowers or like birds or butterflies or even people. I think that's a hobby on the side that I love doing. So yeah.
do you get inspiration from your, because you did the Bird of the Mountains, do you get inspiration for products from your photography?
A lot of times, yes. Yeah, because I mean, when I go out, like, I don't know what I'm gonna find, but sometimes, yeah, you find something. It's like it sparks another idea for a product, or sometimes I use pictures as a reference as well when I'm designing. So it's fun. It's good. You get something out of taking pictures for sure.
And so, of course, you love nature, you're taking pictures of it. Now, when you make florals, do you follow kind of nature's guidelines in that, like green leaves and, specific colors, or do you like to go out of the box?
So most of the time I tend to follow, pink and greens, I guess you could say, like typical colors, traditional flower colors. But I've been trying to challenge myself to use those ink pads that are right there and I haven't used in a while. So yeah, I've been trying to explore a little bit more. I try to challenge myself to do, for example, blue flowers, which is I know there are blue flowers in nature, but it's not as common as pink, for example. So I've been trying to challenge myself lately to explore my and expand my color palette.
Now, where do you get your color palettes from? Do you have a source that helps you kind of pick your colors, or just nature, or
So, I mean, it depends on what I'm working with. If it's flowers, it's usually like nature itself. I just I don't know, look up, I don't know, daisies and see what colors we have, or like roses, what rose colors do we have. But if not, I usually I don't know, like just use Google or Pinterest. We always have a lot of inspiration there. Um, and Altany, we also have some color palettes available under the color swatches section. I don't know if you guys know, but we do have a PDF with a lot of color combinations, which is always useful to have just as a reference in case you want to explore more colors. So
and
yeah.
I know this kind of leads into my next question. I know I've used those when I'm in a crafty rut and I'm like, what am I going to do? What? I can't, there are so many beautiful colors. I don't know what to pick. And that narrows it down. I'm like, okay, so I have this. I know I'm starting here. So what do you do if you're in a crafty rut?
Oh, that's a good question. I usually tend to like prepare stuff for my next car. What do I mean by that? I love to like pre-cut cardstock. Um, I don't know, like I usually get my cardstock, like letter size 8.5 by 11 inches. So I tend to cut that into, I don't know, 4 panels or half a panel if I want to do the card bases. That usually helps get things going. Sometimes I start watching crafting tutorials. And yeah, usually while doing that, I get somewhat of an inspiration, I guess. If not, I guess I look at color palettes, as you were saying earlier. They're usually inspiring because it helps me at least grab my inks. If I grab something like my inks and blend brushes, maybe something will spark in my mind. So yeah.
And we had a great comment yesterday that I'll share again today. I can't remember her name, but she was talking about cleaning her space and
Oh, that's a
organizing her
good one.
supplies.
Hmm.
And that's good because you see something you're like, oh, I haven't made anything with that yet. And then
Exactly.
you've got your
Yeah.
colors and it kind of all
Hmm.
leads into helping you get out of that crafty rut.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
and this was one yesterday that was a tricky one for you to yesterday. So I'm sure it will be today as well. So what would you say what are you known for in crafting? What is your forte in
Well,
crafting?
I remember what you said yesterday, so I'm gonna kind of steal that.
That's okay.
I would say clean and simple. I most of my cards I use white background and then adds like pops of color, either with the elements or with some pattern paper or I don't know cardstock, whatever. So I would say clean and simple would be the main thing, but with a twist of color, I would say,
Yeah,
and texture, maybe
absolutely.
dimension. I love adding foam tape as well. So
Oh yeah, you got to pay extra for the
yeah.
post. It doesn't matter. You have to have the foam tape. It just
It's so much fun. I can't it's hard for me to do, like, one layer cards because it's like, I gotta add something to this, at least a little bit of dimension. It's just so hard. I know you can create amazing one layer cards, but I personally find it challenging.
I just made one and it felt so sad. Like I just kept looking at it and I'm like, you look so sad. Like this poor card. I'm like, you need
We need some
dimension.
dimension.
But I do try to make one once in a while, it
Yeah,
just
yeah, me
feels,
too, yeah. But
so yeah.
it is more challenging than my regular cards, yeah.
And that kind of goes to what is one craft supply you cannot live without?
Oh, just one.
We'll
There are
give you let's
plenty.
give you your top 3. One is tricky. Let's give top
Top
3 that
3.
you can't live without.
Mhm. Okay. I guess I could if I don't know, I'll probably pick some, like, essential tools. Probably, like, the foam tape because, as I just said, I love dimension. My crafting tweezers, they're just so good because I love adding, sequins and enamel dots. It's always handy to have them. And then the next one, inks. Does inks count? Is that too broad?
No, that counts. That counts. That's a category.
Maybe if it's one, I don't know, the obsidian, I guess. I always use that if I need to choose one ink. I don't know.
What are some of your favorite? What are your most reached for in your space for colors? Do you have a family that you always go for?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm looking here because I have my inks on the side. Probably cherry blossom, I would say. That's probably the one that I've been using the most. I might need to get some reinkers for that one. It's just so great. And then the inks, I love tropical forest,
Yes.
bamboo, and parrot. They're two of my favorite greens. They're so good too.
And then
So
the
nice to
moss and
play with.
olive just pop those 2
Oh
colors
yeah,
once they're so dark and then
exactly.
oh my god, it's just that's the one I fell in love with first, yes. And somebody asked if the kit has been shown. Part of the kit has, and you can see it right now. So, if you're looking at the screen, you can see part. There's a little part right there that you can see right there. Oh, and folks are putting in their top 3, Maryam. They would have the stamped die stencil sets, a cutter
Oh,
and some inks. So that's a good. So you got everything you need. And Deb said stamps, dyes, and ink. So yeah, everybody's following your ink category. I think it's
okay, that's good. That's good.
yes, they're going with it. So I think it's definitely a passable a
Okay,
passable.
then I'll take all of my inks, not just
That,
one.
that would be a lot of room.
Oh yeah,
We have so many beautiful colors.
yeah.
So yeah, so in the Posy Party, you're gonna have 4 recorded videos. You're gonna have 2 lives. Heather will be live from Pinkfresh Studio, and Marianne will be live with us from Altenew. So that's very exciting. You get 2 lives, which is very, very exciting. The kit has not been shown yet. We do have a little sneak peek on the screen at the moment if you're seeing the image in front of you. So there's that. As time goes on, maybe there'll be some more sneak peeks coming. So stay tuned to that. But it's an absolutely beautiful kit. And
It
if you look
is.
at the class description, it will tell you what is included. It just doesn't have pictures of everything that's there yet. There are lots of extras. And I mean, this kit is very versatile. I think, Maryam, I mean, this kit will go way beyond this class.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you're gonna be creating cards for a while.
And there's so many extras in there that are just going to propel. And the stamps and stencils and dies and embossing folder, it's
Hmm.
phenomenal. It's something that is very versatile and is going to last and work for you.
Sure
And that's
is,
the thing I
yes.
love about these classes, is that it's, you create beautiful projects in the class, but then after, you have these products still for
The
forever.
leftovers.
Yeah. And you have the classes forever. So that's the other great thing. If
Mhm.
you are working those days, don't worry. We have it covered. They're all recorded. You can watch them whenever you want. You can follow along in craft, and you can pause if we're still working on something. The instructor's moving ahead. So it's great. This is really a self-paced class once the recordings are up, besides the live, of course, because that's live. You will get the recording of the live as well, though. So later you will
Mhm.
be able to watch that. What is one thing that you think you need to improve on for a technique?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I would say I keep working on trying to expand the colors, the color palette that I use. As I was saying earlier, like whenever I do flowers, I tend to gravitate towards pinks and greens. Like I keep trying to go outside my comfort zone. I was saying yesterday that I would love to do brown leaves. I remember I saw a card. I can't remember for someone from who it was, but it was just so beautiful seeing brown leaves and then like a reddish sort of um flower. It was just so beautiful, and I would love to do that. It's just I keep trying and then I forget or whatever. So I need to improve that. I need to write down the colors I want to try and then remember
When you see
remember
a
them
color
for the next.
combo, got to put that
Yeah,
down there.
I save them on my Instagram, but then I forget and never use them. But I will be better at that.
This, the pencil is the best remembering tool there, because we try to trust our brains and
Yeah.
doesn't kind of work. Deb asked, are there stores that will sell this kit? Yes, Altenew is selling the kit right now. So you go over to, oh, my brown rose. Yes, I did make a brown rose. It had brown petals and Martian terrain, I think, for the flower.
Maybe
Um,
it was your car. I don't know. I saw
it
it
might
somewhere.
have,
I can't remember.
Aram does brown leaves a lot too, because I can
Mhm.
remember a couple of Aram's cards with brown leaves, and I
Maybe.
think the card,
Mhm.
I think I know the card you're talking about when you described it, and I think it was Aram that made that actually.
Maybe. If you guys have seen it, send the link.
Yeah, if you guys run across it, send us tag
Yeah.
Miriam on Instagram.
If it fits the description, that's the
Yeah.
card.
So yeah, we have, yes, thank you so much. I was going to say, behind the badges, posting the link. That is where you can go and you can get the kit and the class. The kits will not ship immediately. The kits will be shipping, I believe, in October, the first week in October.
Yep.
So that'll be something, a good surprise to look forward to. So I know it's hard. I know it's hard to wait, but we do have the cozy comfort retreat in between. So, you have lots of crafting fun going on as well. But yes, head on over to the Altenew site to sign up. We opened registration for while we had the interviews, so that you would have the opportunity, after meeting the wonderful instructors, that you would still have the opportunity to sign up. And yes, behind the badges posting, I think it's Angel behind the badge, I believe. I always, like I said, it's 50-50 and I get it wrong most of the time. The class products will ship out in early October, and then you automatically get added to the class. You don't have to do anything. We'll send you an email saying it's available, all of that. We take care of it. Oh, I guessed right. It's Angel.
We got a
Yay!
it's Angel. Hi, Angel.
Angel with her angel wings.
Yep.
So, what's your favorite project to make? Do you have a favorite? I know, because you've scrapbooked in the past as well.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, lately I've been creating lots of cards. I would say that's my current favorite, but you know, I might go back to layouts. I don't know. I would say it depends on the mood, and it depends as well on what I want to do. Because I don't know if I want to if I want to scrapbook about a trip. I'm definitely creating a layout or a mini album instead of a card. So, but if I don't know if I want to greet someone because it's his or her birthday, right? I'll go for a card. So I would say it really depends on the occasion, but I love scrapbooking and I love card making, so I can't really pick a favorite.
It's hard when people say that. They're like, "What's your favorite?" Do you like to make cards?
Yeah.
Do you like to make, multimedia projects or, any of that? That's like, I don't know.
Mhm.
I like it all. I want to do it all.
Exactly. Can't choose.
Now, do you do mixed media at all? Is that something that you're into doing, or is that something you're kind of working on?
I did a little bit in the past, but not as much as nowadays. But it is fun, you know. I remember I used to play with watercolors, embossing paste, stencils, and it was so much fun. It's just I haven't had a chance to do it lately, but I did at some point, a little bit.
It is fun. It just takes a little longer because you have to clean up,
Yeah,
the
that
what
is
you make,
true.
but
Yeah.
it's because I can see your water brush markers behind you, and they look absolutely
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
behind you as decoration and beautiful when you use them, so
Yeah, they have two purposes, you know, decoration, and then they're awesome to play with. So
what's your favorite thing about doing these classes?
My favorite thing, well, it's always seeing what people create. Because, you know, I create something for the class in hopes, you know, will inspire people. But then when I see the cards that the students have created, it's like mind blowing. Because sometimes they take, I don't know, something out of the class and then they do something else completely different that it looks amazing. So it's always that, you know, being able to connect with new people and especially on the lives, it's just so great to see some of them, some of the crafters, you know, behind the names. So it's always nice, you know, that aspect connecting with other fellow crafters is just so much fun.
It is because you see a name, like, in lives or in events, and then but
Yeah,
when you do those through Zoom, you get to see a face, to match a
exactly.
name that you see, and it's very
Hmm.
exciting. Tracy would like to know if you could take a class from anybody at Altenew, who would you wanna take a class from?
Adults new? Oh my goodness.
That's a toughie. That's a toughie.
Oh, that's a good one. You know, we were in Syracuse in July. I was listening to Jasneem, Jen's, and Lydia's classes there. I don't know if I can pick just one. That's so hard. Can I get like a retreat day with all of them in
I
one
think
day?
so,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe that can work.
Would
Yeah.
that count? It's 1 day, so does that count if you have
One
everybody
day
in
with
1
a
day?
bunch of different classes.
I think that
I
must
think
we'll
it
have to
should
ask
count.
Tracy. Tracy asked the question, "Does that
What do
count,
you think,
Tracy?"
Tracy?
Oh, she hasn't answered yet, okay.
I mean, you can always learn from like anyone, you know, for example. Oh, Tracy says sure.
Sure,
Okay,
yep.
it counts. That's awesome. Yeah, because it's just hard to pick one. You know, everyone has such different styles. So,
Yeah.
like, I would love to learn, you know, from anyone.
It is, and I think that's the fun thing, and I think this leads to so, what would you say to that's a two-parter question. What would you say to somebody that's new and to somebody that's advanced about this class, how it fits for both categories?
Hmm. So, for someone that's new, it's like a whole new world, I guess, of crafting ahead. And the cool part is that you get to see like two different takes in this, you know, because we're two companies collaborating. So it's just so cool to be able to see two different, I guess, perspective. You know, Pinkfish has a very signature style, and then Altony has another one, and just being able to see those two things, it's really cool. Even for an advanced crafter, you know, like seeing two companies collaborate together, it's just so much fun. Um, and then for I guess for the advanced crafter, you know, we do have a bunch of different techniques going on in the class. So I think there is always something new to learn. I know sometimes I try to watch Heather's and Leah's live. They're always going live on YouTube as well. And I feel like, oh, I've seen that before, but then like they share such good tips, you know. It's like, oh my goodness, it makes me like think of the project in a completely different way. So I feel like the same thing is gonna happen here because you know there are so many things to share, so many cool tips ahead. I guess you could say.
And there are, I mean, I've been doing this longer than you've been alive. No, well, actually, yes, 30 years, and there's still, in these classes, somebody will say something, and I'm
Yeah,
like, oh wow, I do it this way, but this way is so much better. Like I should start doing it
exactly.
this
Yeah.
way, or like in one class, somebody talked about spraying alcohol on stencils to get the color off. It dries immediately, and I'm like, Mind blown. I didn't know that. So it's, you always pick up some little tidbit or some little piece,
Yeah,
even if you've been doing this forever. It's,
absolutely. Yeah.
there's always something. And I love, what I love too is, the instructors, for, I think it's a week after, you can post questions and they'll answer them. We also have a Facebook group
Hmm.
that is there, so you can interact with the instructors as well, that goes along with
Exactly.
this, which is great. So if you're working on Maryam's card and you're like, this just isn't working on this step for me, you can post a picture and say, Maryam, what's going on? And she can help from there. So you get a lot of interaction with these amazing instructors as well. It's not just those 3 days, you get in the Facebook group as well. And we like to create a community in there and have chatting and
Of
get you all
course. Yeah.
excited for what's coming ahead. So, and I've seen some of the projects, and then have you seen them, Maryam?
Not
Not
yet.
yet? Oh, and
Not
they're
yet.
stunning. They're absolutely
I can imagine.
gorgeous. Yes, yes. So, are you a person that can't peek before you design, or you can look before you design and you're okay?
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
seeing things. Yeah, it's
I
fine.
If I, like, with the events like this, I can't look, because then that's all I have in my head. I have to create mine
Oh.
first and then look, because otherwise I'm like, I don't have any ideas. That's what I thought I
Oh,
was.
for me, it's like the opposite because I tried to do something like completely different. Like this is not the same.
It's funny. And yes, Nancy, yes, you can always learn something new or different. There's always
Mhm.
an opportunity to do that. So make sure you go over and check this out. It's on the Altenew site. And if my amazing angel can post that in the chat again so that you guys can go over and check that out. Make sure, if you have any questions, we have Heather coming up tomorrow.
That's
And
exciting.
then, yes, and then we have Aram coming on next Tuesday, the 12th, I believe. And then we have Leah on the 14th. So we have 3 more opportunities. If you have some more questions for any of the instructors or about the event, we're so happy to answer anything that you have. There's the link right there. And again, we did open it up. So if you had thought it had closed, we opened it up again just so that you could sign up during this time with these amazing instructors. We don't want you to miss out on this class. It's going to be so beautiful and just fun. I mean, just at the end of the day, just fun. So thank you
Exactly.
so much, everybody, for joining us. And a special thanks to Maryam for joining us again today for the second.
Take two. It went well so far.
Well, we get to spend 2 days with Maryam. So how, that's
It's
amazing. So
fun.
headed
Yeah.
in a good way. Oh, Sue had said, been crafting since I was a kid, and I still like taking classes from instructors. You can always learn
I
something.
love that.
Yes, and we love that you all come. And sometimes you guys give us tips too. So that's the great thing about
Absolutely.
this. We
Yeah.
learn so much from you guys as well. So keep sharing the tips with us as well, because
Hmm.
it's amazing. So thank you so much, you guys. And I will see you all tomorrow back with Heather. So very excited to have that interview. And thank you again, Maryam, for joining us again. And
Of course, it was fun.
yes, it's always fun, and we always get to have a little catch up and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And from all of us at Alt New, thank you so much for allowing us to help you craft your life. We will see you all again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.